Welcome back to the Dynasty Football Key. My name is Alex. My goal is to help you build a champion level team using actionable process strategies and current player analysis. But on today's episode, we're going to continue watching the NFL Combine that's going on right now. And let's break down some of the early winners at the running back position. Yesterday we did tight ends, and we've got running backs who just finished. Wide receivers are getting prepared to go right now. And here's some of the early 40 times. I want to quickly again say that we don't want to make it too big of an over adjustment with the combine, but there's absolutely an effect that this plays on the draft capital. So that in turn plays an effect on where we might see level of investment from these teams for how much of a chance these running backs are going to get on those teams. So in Isaac Guerendo, 4.33, really good speed score here. Trey Benson, that's someone that people were really high on. Jaylen Wright is someone I've been high on. Those were the players in the 4.3 range. And we'll take a look at if we want to make any moves on some of the previous mock drafts I've done, see if there's any changes to where they would go. But MarShawn Loyd, that's someone I've been interested in. Glad to see that he's got some speed behind him. And we were watching some of the drills. A lot of these running backs looked okay for the most part. I saw Braylon Allen drop a pretty, obviously wide open pass. That wasn't too far, just went right through his hands. You don't like to see that, but I just can't take too much away from the combine, from those type of drills. Again, they are supposed to be really locked in and focused in those moments, so you don't like to see that. But most of these guys, we weren't expecting too much coming into this. Like a Bucky Irving, I had never said that he was super fast. He's more quick in the short area of the field. Good agility to shake defenders, and is a good pass catcher. But wasn't expecting a big 40 time from him or anything. But you can see on X here, they're highlighting Isaac's 40 time, so he definitely was moving. And Jaylen Wright, he had the second best broad jump in running back combine history, tied for fourth at the vertical this time, and first obviously in this broad jump, the second fastest running back. So that's going to help. It's someone we were already in on. He definitely showed he was relied upon for that Tennessee team. Blake Corum's another guy that people expect to get drafted highly, and he can move 4.53, so that's not too bad for someone of his size. And we'll look at some of the metrics here that we've got from Draft Bomb, Math Bomb. Shout out to Kent Lee Platt for another year of putting this RAS scores together. So the relative athletic score for Isaac here, 9.99. That's really good. That makes him number 2 out of since 1987 at the running back position. So this is a player who, in a previous mock draft where I made all of the picks individually myself and did not let the computer make the picks automatically, I took Guerendo in the 5th round, the second pick there in the 5th round. I mean, in this 4th round, guys, you should definitely just be taking running backs to have a chance to help your team, even if it's just 1 week or 2 or 3, because the running back in front of them isn't able to suit up for whatever reason. It would be worth taking a Guerendo shot over these other wide receivers like a Jamari Thrash. I like Malik Washington. He led the nation in yak, but yards after catch. But Jacob Cowing, who's on the shorter side, I think 5'8" at receiver. I would just take a shot on that Guerendo type running back over him. And even within the tier list, where Guerendo, let's see, did he make the tier list here? So yeah, that's someone that I would definitely want to move up, knowing that he's got that breakaway speed. So absolutely a riser, Isaac Guerendo. And we can keep scrolling down here. We've got Jaylen Wright's numbers. So this puts him 44th out of 1,700 running backs since 1987. That's really good. And, 5'10" height and 210 weight. That's pretty solid for a running back. Let me look at Guerendo's. He's 6 foot 220. I mean, that's prototypical size for Guerendo. Yeah, he's going to be moving up. Let's check out Michael Wiley. Yeah, has that size, but okay speed. It'll just come down to his tape for NFL teams. Kamani Vidal, he had a lot of buzz coming in on the shorter side at 5'7", but 213. That means he's just a really, packed bowling ball type running back bruiser, and he had some decent speed there. Tyrone Tracy Jr., 5'11", 209. 40 is at 4.49. They've got him 64 out of all of those running backs since the 87. So that's pretty decent athleticism there. Jaden Sheridan. So 5'8", 187. As a running back, that's going to be very tough. And for him to be that small and not put up even, like a 4.3, that's going to be tough. 4.6 is good, but at that size, how many hits can he really take? Definitely more of a satellite back type. Cody Schrader, that's someone that I had wanted to watch coming into this. 5'8", 202, compact, 4.6 40. So that kind of hurts him a little bit. He was definitely a little bit later down the board. I liked him early on, but when I realized he didn't have much pass catching upside, I've been starting to lower him a little bit. Killian Robinson out of the University of Texas. So another Robinson, Texas running back 2 years in a row. Running in place of Jonathan Brooks, who can't run right now. 4.42, so some good speed there. 5'8", 191. Hey, I'm rooting for this guy. We'll see where he ends up going. But right now, I have had him at undrafted. We'll see what happens. Kendall Milton out of Georgia, ranked 222 out of all of those running backs in the past. It's listed at 6'1" and 225. So that's some good size, but on the slower side, one of the slower running backs of the day. MarShawn Loyd, had a lot of excitement for Loyd. He is ranked 189 out of those 1,700 running backs of the past, and he ran a 4.46. He's 5'8", but at 220, that's, he's all muscle pretty much. So the fact that he can move and, he's going to be really hard to tackle. And I also know that he's one of the better pass catching running backs in this draft. I like this for MarShawn Loyd. Dylan Lobby, this is someone who, we've been seeing him at the Senior Bowl and, hoping for a good combine. Not too slow, speed's okay here. The size, 5'9", 206, it's okay. Keep an eye on him. Jawar Jordan don't have all the testing in, so can't really speak on him, and he was a little bit lower in our rankings. Dylan Johnson out of Washington, he's on the lower end. I think he had the slowest 40 time of the day. Size is good, just hasn't been that athletic. He got injured a little bit in that national championship game. No, it was actually the game before that, versus University of Texas. He got injured. So I'm not sure how healthy he was for that final game, or if he's fully healthy right now. Hopefully he is. And then Bucky Irving, someone that a lot of people were in on. I was in pretty highly on, probably have taken him too high. He didn't run as fast as I would have hoped. Not that I thought he was overly fast, but just really would have loved to see him have a big day. George Holani is on one of my Campus to Canton teams, and good to see that he ran a 4.52 here and has a pretty high relative athletic score. 154 out of 1,745 running backs. Good vertical, good broad jump. He's pretty athletic out of Boise State, so good to see him have a good one there. Audric Estime, we expected him to be slow. I think he had the slowest 40 time in this class, so that was expected, but he does have the prototypical size, and he still happens to have the vertical and broad jump explosion there, so that's good. He just doesn't have those good 40-yard dash long strides, I guess. He was always going to be a third rounder for our rookie drafts. We'll continue to take him there. Ramon Davis, running back, 595 and 5'8", 211. Pretty, I would say, solid numbers overall. you'd like the vertical to be a little, like maybe just a little bit higher, but the speed's actually okay. 4.53. Okay, and yeah, Isaiah Davis, he had a good combine. He looked good out there, catching passes. He looked pretty smooth. 4.59, a little bit on the slower end, but again, still another running back with some good size. So we've got a lot of, running backs are in the, kind of, I don't want to use the word average, but just have that, solid running back build that you really see a lot of in the NFL. And the NFL has a pretty competitive free agent market this offseason. So I actually could see the free agents being a little bit more desired than some of these rookies, but the rookies obviously have fresh legs and age on their side. Blake Corum, 4.53. That's good for him. And really, we just need him to keep, he's already got a lot of the buzz behind him, and he's got that work ethic that folks believe in. I don't think his draft stock's going to be moved too much. And Trey Benson, he's the one that's going to be really, I think, the second biggest winner, since Guerendo will definitely rise. But Benson could have solidified the running back one position, because we really haven't solidified who is that running back one. I think it's between Benson, Braylon Allen, and Jonathan Brooks. Since Brooks isn't testing, then we won't get a chance to really prove or disprove it. And Braylon Allen has the age and size. But he, I think it could be Braylon Allen. Benson on tape, he didn't necessarily look super fast. I mean, he was very, he had a lot of breakaway runs and was hard to tackle. But 4.39, definitely didn't expect that. So excited to see. I think that'll boost his draft stock quite a bit. Braylon Allen, we'll see his, I think, here in a moment. No, actually, Monty Bailey was the first runner. So yeah, and he had a slower time. Okay. All right. It looks like that's it. So thank you guys for watching the video. Next, we've got the quarterbacks. So I'll take a look at that, have a winners video here in a moment. But again, Isaac Guerendo, Trey Benson really looked good there. Benson was already at the top of the draft, so he'll have a chance to solidify himself as a top 2 to 3 running back. Jaylen Wright, I remember hearing on a podcast, John Lobb was really saying that this guy could be up there, and I've heard some other guys mention him as well. I've been in on him. I have him in a bunch of these underdog drafts already, so excited to see if he ends up getting drafted highly. But that'll be it. I've got to make some picks here. Roman Wilson was that guy I'm targeting, so luckily the quarterbacks are not up yet, so I can wait on him. Let's go ahead and take the top of the queue here. Hope we're good landing spot for these free agents. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. You can watch this final pick. I'll go ahead and queue up. Let's give me some more receiver help, but maybe yeah, let's go with, we'll just go with Romeo Doubs, knowing that he can get some catches, and then I think Roman should fall a little bit later. Sweet. Okay, thanks everyone. Take it easy, and I'll see you soon. But that'll be it. I've got to make some picks here. Roman Wilson was that guy I'm targeting, so luckily